with the London game between the New York Giants and the Green Bay Packers. Packers are 8-point favorites in this game with an over-under of 41 points. This is the first time in London game history that it features two winning teams, two teams with winning records, first time featured in London. I'm sure they're very happy to see some winning teams for once. First time Packers have ever been
They don't
London
care.
as well.
They don't even know who's winning.
That's also true. That's why they're big Jaguar fans. But this is the first time Aaron Rodgers makes the trip. This Packers team has been very good, I feel like. And Aaron, you moved them up so high this week. Not so high, but they're your top 3 team on your power rankings this week. Not just because the offense, though, I feel like. This defense has stepped up. But what exactly have you seen from that side of the ball that stands out to you?
Yeah, on defense, they're first of all, I told you they have one of the best personnel, just overall roster constructions in the NFL. And I think they're doing it in a way like that's not sexy right now. Like we know we talk about Aaron Rodgers, but from a defensive standpoint, they have a bunch of names, but they don't jump off the screen as being some fly around, getting a crazy amount of turnovers. And like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like the natural team you talk about. You're not talking about the Dallas Cowboys, like they do in the Dallas Cowboys right now with the pass rush or something like that. They just play fundamentally sound football. They're just really, really good. They know how to get people in the third and longs. They know how to get off the field, and they get their offense back to football. And even amidst the offensive struggles that have happened over the first 4 weeks of the season, week 1 where they didn't score, week 4, week 3 against the Patriots or against the Buccaneers, which they couldn't really get things going in the second half. They found ways to win football games. And to me, that's the sign of a good football team. And when you have a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, you can do things like that. It's a luxury to be able to look on the offensive side of the football and know that they're struggling, but you're still able to hold teams to 14 points, to 16 points. And you can trust that your offense is going to score just enough to win the game. The defense is arguably the most talented, but they are just so fundamentally sound. They don't give up big plays. They're in the right spots. They get off the field on third downs. They create turnovers when they need to, and they got some lockdown guys on the outside in Eric Stokes and Jair Alexander who aren't being talked about as like the best cornerbacks in football, but they really are. Like they really are 2 of the better corners in football, and they're just really, really consistent. Their roster is built the right way, despite everybody going crazy when the Green Bay Packers don't take wide receivers. Their roster is one of the best in football.
Yeah, and Rashawn Gary, I didn't even know this until I saw it yesterday. I believe it was on the broadcast. Rashawn Gary is up there in top 5 for Defensive Player of the Year this year so far. So that's,
Rashawn Gary's
he's a beast, 100%.
He's a baller.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
He's a beast.
Yeah, there it is.
Well, basically what I was saying, if you know his story, it's not something you would have expected from kind of where he came from and what people thought about him and things like that. So it's a pretty cool story.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And now he's shown it on the field on why the Packers invested so highly in him. But on the Giants side, this team is 3-1. Whether we like it or not, whether we think this team is the real deal or not, they're 3-1. And in this game, they're obviously not favored. The Green Bay Packers are a better team. But AJ, how do you think the Giants can pull off the upset in this game? What do they have to do to pull it off?
Well, on the offensive side of the ball, and this is not something I thought I would hear myself say, first you got to hope Daniel Jones plays. And the reason I say that is because he is very pivotal to that run game. What Saquon Barkley's been able to do and allowing defenses to really focus in on him, when Daniel Jones backs up the pass, they've been giving him so much room on either side of the line for him to take off and run. And him being a dual threat has helped this offense be one of the better rushing teams in the NFL. And the Green Bay Packers, as good as we talk about their defense being, they're giving up about 5 yards per carry a game. That's right around where Saquon is rushing per carry. That's right around where Daniel Jones is rushing per carry on the season. So that's the first thought process, is that run game in this offense has to be a pivotal factor and a pivotal part of their scheme going into this game. On the defensive side of the ball, they've got to force some takeaways. The guys that this defense has played, and they've played pretty well, but you look at the quarterbacks the Giants have played: Ryan Tannehill, Baker Mayfield, Cooper Rush, and Justin Fields. While they have a pretty good passer rating, completion rate, there's no turnovers. There's no interceptions from that defense, and you've got to find a way to get takeovers. Now, this ain't really going to be the game to focus on that because, Aaron Rodgers is one of the best at taking care of the ball. but they've got to find a way to turn the ball over, whether it's from fumbles, whether it's from on downs, whether you can find a way to get an interception on them. You got to force some takeaways. Their pressure rate's fine, but with Bakhtiari back, that line is looking better and better every single week. So on the offense, get that rush game going, and on the defense, find a way to create some turnovers. That's going to be about your only hope to pull this upset.
Yeah, and that's what they need. They need to hope. That's anything.
That's what I was going to say. Just pray.
The answer was hope.
Yeah, just hope and pray. But honestly, anything could happen in London. London is a different beast, I feel like, in terms of football. You never know what type of football you're going to get. And the Giants could win this game just because, well, the simple fact that it's in London. With that being said, the Packers do win this game 30-17. Packers. Aaron?
I got the I got the Packers 28-17 in this one.
Packers win 27-13.
There it is. Packers all around.